So LA County Jail was a real shit show in every which way. Probably one of the most tragic things I've seen happen when I was housed at a Supermax, which does exist. There is a Supermax, Google it. It's out at Wayside, which is Pitch's Detention Center, aka Wayside. It's North County Correctional Facility. Look it up, it exists, all you haters out there. So I was housed at Supermax, and was in the 800s, and that's they have like a 500s, a 600s, 700, 800s. Those are all due to like security levels. Lower security would be in the 5s. That's where like a lot of the trustees, the workers are at. 600 I think as well. 700s, not too many workers, just like medium security. 800s is a higher security level, like level 7 or 8. And then the 900s, which is high power, that's where you have high security at, celebrities are at. That's where like Suge Knight was at. That's where Chris Brown was at, looking all smoked out when he came through there. And then you have the hole, which is not the shoe, which I've stated in the past. My bad. Just got done doing a bunch of federal prison time, and that's where we have the shoe. So I've been used to saying the shoe for the last 5 years. Anyways, so back to it. This was about 2000 and I think 2011, 12, something like that. Like I mentioned, we were in the 800. I was in the 800s, and there was an issue that came up within one of the cars. I'm not even going to speak on what car it was, but they had assumed or thought this kid was no good, which means he was no good means like you're a snitch, you got bad paperwork or something of that sort. So they thought this guy was no good, and he was brought to. I was the rep for our car. I'm a Wood. I'm just a regular Wood. White boy. Wood is for pecker wood, which is like a regular white boy. That's where that term wood came from back in the day. Not really a political type of guy, but sometimes I would end up in positions of power being the rep just because I'd done a lot of time. I knew how the program ran and how just the facility operated. So I was actually the rep for our car in there. Our car is specific. That means like we're race. Everything is segregated per race in LA County Jail. That's just how it is. When you go in, you just follow the rules, follow protocol, and that's just how it goes. So I ended up being the rep at this point in time, and it was then brought to our attention, hey, look, they were like, hey, because each race, they'll come and tell somebody, hey, look, we got an issue going on when we go to yard. For example, like this time when we go to yard, we're going to have to handle something. So they give everybody a heads up so everybody can mind their own business, and that's just how protocol rolls. So it was brought to my attention that they were going to handle something within their car with their people and giving us a heads up. So I kind of found out what it was. They were going to smash this dude out because they thought he was no good. It turned out that they hadn't seen any paperwork on this guy. They had no real proof, no documentation that this kid was no good. So I really thought it was kind of a bad call. Unless you really see documentation, it's not really a good thing to just go off of hearsay. So rec time came, and they ended up smashing this kid out. And when they were stomping this kid out, one of the guys actually stepped on his neck, broke the kid's neck, and the kid died right there on the yard. Very tragic, sad situation, and it ends up turning out they got into it and figured out that actually this kid was good and that he wasn't not good. And not only that was the kid good, but turned out that his people, some of his peoples were made men in their race, and so which actually turns out to be not a very good thing. So I'm not really sure what happened to the people that made that call or made that decision, but I would say that it probably didn't turn out very well. So I don't know, the moral of the story is, I guess, really find out your proof or documentation on stuff before anything happens. But these are just another story of crazy things that happens all the time, like inside jails and prisons and facilities like that. Today I'm happy to say that I no longer serve time. I'm getting ready to terminate my federal probation early. My life's in a whole nother direction. I've started a business. I've recently gotten married. I'm sober. I got over 6 years clean. and just crushing life today. It all comes down to attitude and choices, man. It's one thing we have complete control over is our attitude or our choice. Being locked up, you realize you can be stripped of absolutely everything except your emotions. We have complete control over that. So there's one thing I kind of learned and grasped, and I just started making decisions on a daily basis that put me in the right direction in life. I just keep that long-term goal in mind, and I just make decisions daily that will affect and put me where I want to be in that long-term goal. I just focus daily on the tangible choices that I have, and eventually once I lift my head up and I get out of the trenches, I'm far along in where I want to be. So check me out, follow for more value, like, comment, support, share this video. Appreciate you guys out there. Let's go.